Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And guys, CNN is really getting uncomfy for some lefties around Kamala Harris v. Trump. The stuff that I'm about to show you, they're having to tell their audience, but they really don't want to. So around things such as, oh, I don't know, polling shows Kamala Harris, everyone loves her, but everyone likes Trump's policies better. It's almost like they did an entire propaganda push and it's not being followed through into voting. Weird. I'm going to show you the polling that Harry Hinton from CNN is putting out right now. Guys, this is like a 7-alarm fire. I promise you're going to love every second of it. It'll be linked in the description box below if you want to find it yourself. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on if you want to spread this freedom from A to B across this incredible nation. Patriots, one and all, and thank you for that consideration. And guys, considering your future is something that we do on this channel, I know a lot of you upgrade and modify your own guns, so why wouldn't you turn it into a job? Why wouldn't you turn it into a career? Why wouldn't you turn it into something you can actually make money in which you enjoy it? Sonoran Desert Institute has online courses like ballistics, woodworking and finishes, shooting sports management, gunsmithing. They have drone courses. Guys, you can turn something you truly enjoy into a career where you don't have to punch a clock and you don't have to go to an office and not enjoy it at all. There's a link in the description box below. Just check it out. There's something for everybody, and thank you to them for making this possible, sponsoring this freedom. Guys, this is a big one right here. This is consistently coming out, and you're going to see more and more of this as the election draws nearer. This is everything for our gun rights, okay? The reason that we cover these things so tightly is because you start to pick up trends and you start to pick up little details that no one else is really covering, because this is how you have a favorable majority to pass your gun rights and fight back the gun control that we've been dealing with the last 4 years. All right? That includes Trump, that includes the House, that includes the Senate. Any politician at the presidential and a general, just so you guys know, a big consequence is who's at the top. Another big consequence is who's on the bottom on the down ticket or riding the coattails. Republicans for Trump gets a bigger turnout, they get bigger turnout for the House or the Senate. Same thing for Harris. This stuff I'm about to show you is CNN trying to digest how this is possible. We're going to break it down. You guys know how I love me some Harry Hinton from CNN. Let's get it, and I will show you why this is so important right now. And by the way, wait till the end, because holy crap.
Is one of the most fascinating dynamics throughout this presidential campaign. We have spoken about Kamala Harris's popularity and how it has taken off.
Yeah, a
right?
little
So
bit.
This is the net favorability rating. And look, Harris is more popular than Donald Trump, right? If we're looking across an average of polls, Harris's net favorability is plus 1 point in positive territory. Donald Trump is still in negative territory when it comes to his net favorability at minus 9 points. You'd look at this and you'd say to yourself, oh, Kamala Harris should be well ahead in this race. But that CNN poll out yesterday had Harris up by just a point. The Quinnipiac University poll that was out yesterday showed something very similar. So the bottom line here is that Kamala Harris is in positive territory. She's clearly better liked by Donald Trump. But yet, we have a very close horse race on our hands.
So popular.
All right. I can't imagine why that would be the case. When you have full-on propaganda networks, 99% of the time positive for Harris and how amazing she is, and 99% of the time saying how much of a demon Trump is. The favorability ratings are what you're seeing right here as a result of the propaganda, the media push, the all-out onslaught to get Kamala Harris over the finish line. Guys, the next part of what I'm about to show you is the payoff. Understand, what they just highlighted was it doesn't make sense. Harris is +1. Her favorability skyrocketed because you guys put out propaganda around how she is the candidate that everyone likes, and she's so nice, and she's a female, and she's the greatest thing since Barack Obama. Then she starts talking about policy, and this happens. Understand how crucial this is, and they're not putting this together. Listen to this.
It can mean different things.
Yes. All right. So Donald Trump personally, not very beloved, right? This is something we've heard from a lot of his supporters that maybe they don't love him personally, but they like the job that he did as president. So we talk about popularity. We're often talking about favorability ratings, but how about approval ratings? How about approval ratings thinking that he did a good job at his presidency?
I think people confuse that often.
I think people confuse it very often. Look at this. Think his presidency was a success. Donald Trump, 51%, the majority think his presidency was a success, despite his personal popularity being meh. Look at this for Joe Biden, way down at 37%.
Uh-huh.
I think that this is a real drag on Kamala Harris despite her own personal popularity, while Donald Trump, with thinking his presidency is a success, I think the net favorability ratings don't actually get into the fact that there are a lot of folks who like the job he did as president, but don't necessarily like him personally.
Okay.
Boom. Guys, this next one, stick around. This next piece I'm going to show you is mind-blowing, okay? What they are basically ascertaining, and they're finally coming to the realization a little bit, is that I don't have to ask the guy to dinner, but I sure like no inflation, and I sure like lower crime, and I sure like lockdown borders, and I sure like a lot of the pieces about how life was when Trump was president. Biden is at 37% approval rating. Keep in mind, this is the matchup where they said Biden is the good person to solve for America and Trump is the evil demon. Okay? Trump is at 51%, Biden's at 37%. Harris is an extension of Biden. The reason that this is so massive that we need to spread this one out is because people do not care about how much of a dickhead they perceive someone to be if they can act in their best interest. They are seeing through the propaganda. This is more of a reflection on how everyone ignores the media and they look to deeper issues than what they're being told from said media. This is the media losing credibility even more. All right, let me keep going. Let me show you something. They're going to pull out some history here, and Kamala Harris and her campaign are not going to like what they're about to say. Check this out.
Joe Biden no longer on the ballot, but what does history show about his unpopularity and the impact it can have?
Exactly. So take a look here. There's only 3 examples going back. The successor was the successor of the same party when the net approval rating was negative at this point in the cycle, right? As Joe Biden was.
So maybe I misstated. Not popularity, approval.
Approval.
Okay.
So here we go. George W. Bush, obviously Republican, didn't succeed him. Lyndon Johnson, there was no Democrat who succeeded him. Harry Truman, no Democrat who succeeded him. Now we're looking at Joe Biden. Could a Democrat succeed him despite his net approval rating being as low as it is? History isn't so kind, but again, we're really just looking at a sample size of 3. But the bottom line is, I think we can say Joe Biden is a drag on Kamala Harris, despite her own popularity, at least measured through net favorability.
So going forward, we could...
Okay, enough of her. Guys, do you understand what we're dealing with here? In the last 70 years, any president who has had an underwater approval rating has not been succeeded by someone in their own party, meaning a party switch, meaning Donald Trump would win if that trend would continue. The reason that I show you these things, and I will always say it, you got to vote, get everyone you to vote, run up the score, make them rue the day they tried to run Kamala Harris. That's what you want to do. That's the goal. So they are now coming out and saying her favorability ratings are up because of the propaganda we put out, but it's not translating. Maybe it's Joe Biden. It's the same policy. It's the same administration. Everything is the same. All the propaganda that the media has put out about how she's different and she's the character of change and she's not the Biden-Harris administration, even though she's a member of the Harris administration. Guys, CNN is saying a real quiet part out loud that they are not going to love. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on, and send this to everyone that you know, because CNN's saying something real loud, and we need to pay attention to it and spread it to everyone on our side of the fence. Thank you so much for checking it out, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.